Live. Check. 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 Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. You only had another minute to wait, Ogre. Hello, everyone, for the first monthly Q&A for 2026. It is January, and it's actually we got a little bit of a heat wave going on outside in the 40s today, raining presently. Just a couple of days, we're gonna have a temp drop again and some snow. So, welcome to the live stream monthly Q&A. As always, slow mode is on. Keep bots away to help me keep track of the chat. Ogre, hello. Sassy, hello. Too many choices was in here a minute ago. Hello. I know he had to go work. Hey, Sassy, Ogre. Yeah, a little bit of a heat spell coming through, Ogre. It is only going to last a couple of days. Temp is supposed to drop again Saturday. And then we're supposed to get snow that day as well. Possibly Sunday too. Gen X Gemini, welcome. Hello everyone tuning in. I'll get to that question in a second, Ogre. As always with my live streams, I put a community post out the week before for anyone to post questions in. Just have a couple of questions, so I'm going to run through those. And then after that, free for all, shoot the breeze with the chat for about 2 hours. So yeah, that's what we'll do here, getting this thing started. Nice seeing everyone saying hey to each other. Cool. So people are coming in. Hello, everyone coming in. Say hello in the chat. And then I'm going to answer community post questions. And then I will talk to the good folk here in the chat. Matthew Bartholomew, YOLO. What's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. Sassafras, delicious. All right. I'll get through these community post questions and then we'll just hang out and kick it for a bit. Let's see. Miklik had a great question. How would you repair a military sleep system with a little tear in the jungle bag? Now, I gave him an answer initially, but just for posterity's sake and to kind of go over it, military sleep system bags, besides the bivy cover, the other bags are polyester. The shell and the fill are polyester. Unless you get an ICWIX extreme cold weather system, and then that's different. But polyester's very insulating for a synthetic material. My answer to him was based on your needs of expedience and things like that. Basically, you just have to sew it shut, and then either silicone seal or seam tape seal over the stitched repair. You can also heat press seal, but that takes a little bit of working. You kind of have to get the ends laid over each other and kind of separated from the rest of the bag in like an isolated spot to heat press them together. Because again, it is a synthetic material. You can heat weld those, nylon included. You can do that with that as well. Polyester is a higher melting point than nylon does, but you can heat seal it. It's usually good to also stitch that tear as well and then seal it in some other way, whether it's a silicone sealant, seam tape, or whatever it is. But that's the easiest way to fix it. Polyhard. Not quite sure what you mean, Sassy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, polyester is, it's a great material. Honestly, in a lot of ways, it's better than nylon. Nylon's an older synthetic material. But yeah, that's the easiest way to fix that is just sew it and then seal it, you know. Yeah, nylon is a pain. It is absolutely. Fairly low melting point, retains moisture, has stretch to it, much more than other synthetic materials. So I mean it's got plenty of great uses, but um even for things like with tactical gear and stuff, I don't know why companies are still using nylon. They should be using polyester base. And then there's a lot of that laminate stuff that's coming out now, like VPAC and XPAC and stuff. Those are all fairly new on the market, and I'm kind of new to them too. But running the business that I do, um, they're interesting and something to look at. They're pretty durable. They will delaminate over time, and most of them are in part nylon, but there are some poly laminates out there too. Um, but in a lot of ways and for a lot of needs, I mean, there's plenty of options out there for different types of polyester aside from nylon. Um, Polyester is hydrophobic. It's insulating. It doesn't breathe as well, but when you do like lightweight clothing, like even like your yoga pants and stuff, like those are breathable variants of it. Both main synthetic material types offer those blends of materials. So you kind of have the whole gamut. Polyester is also cheaper to make too. So you know, nylon has its purposes, definitely, but poly has a lot of really good purposes as well. So to include sleep system bags. Tin Man Metal, hey, thanks for tuning in. Buy Frack tea with your money, people. Yeah, I'll get to talking about that here in a little bit. Yep, nylon phrase too. Yep. Yeah, I mean you can melt the edges, obviously, and same with poly, but yeah, it phrase. Um, so yeah, great question from Miklik. So answered it before, but I figured I'd answer it again. The next question, the only other question from the community post was Tom Bonner. What do you think of carrying other self-defense tools like OC spray or a backup knife? Example, K-bar, TDI, to augment and or complement your everyday carry pistol. I think it's a very good idea. Now, people need to understand the legalities in their state, what is and isn't allowed. Like a taser, for example, many states you need your concealed carry license to carry a taser as well, and you have to go through a class for that. Um, it all depends. Pepper spray, it again depends on state, but by state. But yeah, I mean, you can typically carry some pepper spray, OC spray, bear spray, whatever. Bear spray is actually less regulated than OC spray is, funny enough. And bear spray is way worse, um, especially that gel stuff. Tucked by V1, hey dude, thanks for tuning in. Um, but yeah, I mean, those are fine. You just have to know the boundaries and limitations in your state, what you are and aren't allowed to carry with and without permits and things like that. Insofar as knives, absolutely, you should always have knives on you. Um, your daily use type knives, like your CRKTs. This is the Carson Design M16 SFG, one of my favorite folding knives. I've got a couple of variants of the CRKT Carson folders. Always have one on me. Um, excellent knife. I've got like freaking 4 or 5 of these things. Fantastic knives. The CRKTs. These are great knives. I like this. I like these because it has a double lock feature. So it's got this lock and then a safety lock here. So it's a double lock. So it stays open. It acts like a fixed blade when it locks open because of the double lock feature. It will not close on your hand until you close it. Fixed blade options, absolutely. I mean, again, that depends on the legality in your state too. Some states, a lot of states, if your blade is longer than X amount of inches, you have to open carry it. North Dakota and here are like that. Otherwise, like a little bit smaller knife. This is a tops knife. It's a fixed blade. You can carry this on your belt because the blade is less than 6 inches. I love this dagger, by the way. This is an older one. I was given this one. And then your field style knives, like your Varistoleka Terravas and stuff. This is a fantastic field knife made with old Swedish and German carbon saw steels. Fantastic knives. So I mean, you have the whole gamut. You have the whole run of the mill of blades, and you can carry whatever you want. I always recommend having a blade on you. OC and taser and stuff like those are really secondary to having other types, but if you're so inclined to want to carry those kinds of things, absolutely. Just know what the laws are in your state and what you're allowed to and not to have. And that stuff you can keep in your vehicle too. Super hot and super cold conditions, you need to be careful with aerolizing containers for bear spray and OC and stuff like that. So you gotta, you know, regulate the temperature of those pressurized cans, but and they do have an expiration date that where you have to change them out. Usually you can go over that a little bit. Um, but you do have to replace those at some point. So those kinds of things, you know. Um, Knives are bigger than the law says, and that's fine. You usually some states have a little bit more grace and discretion about it than others, especially the states like mine or the Dakotas, Missouri, whatever. It's fine, Other places you will absolutely get hemmed up for it. I know Florida's really stingy about that, actually. Um, but yeah, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, those were the community post questions. So freaking solid. They were great questions. I appreciate them. And yeah, so now I'll basically just hang out with you guys in the chat and answer your questions and you know, whatever you got. So let's just shoot the breeze. Questions, topics, whatever, fire away in the chat. I will answer them. Frac T was brought up. So Swift Design and Textiles, Frac T, Swift Sling, and Frac T W are my main woodland pattern. So I've done a video on this, but just for posterity's sake, I will break it out again. There's a couple of other partners that have come on board as well that custom orders. So I know the light's not great on that, but it looks fantastic. The color's great. Now, CMYK conversion, which is one of the colorizing print formats for textiles, paper, things like that. CMYK is the older format, and it tends to print darker than sRGB, which is your digital visual and more modern digital print format for colorization. So it does print a little bit darker, which with some files I've had to correct because of that for that conversion to CMYK based on what the textile printer allows or is required for their machines. Even though this W pattern is slightly darker than the sRGB digital version of the pattern, visually, it's still well within the applicable and operational range of the color palette and the colorway and everything for the pattern and the products, which I'm very happy with. It actually works very well. Some of the other ones I've had to do a lot more lightness correction on for CMYK conversion. I just had to do a correction the other day because of a horrible misprint incident that happened with the textile printer that was definitely not supposed to happen. So it's always kind of after the fact with some of that stuff, kind of figuring out like, oh hey, this certain kind of printer is going to print something considerably darker than even a CMYK file may be showing. So you have to do an adjustment for them, and things like that. So it's always a process with that. But there are custom print to order products available right now. I know Scoot out there. I don't know if he's in chat or not. Scoot ordered one of these and he loves it. Very, very happy with these slings. And any of the other products that Swift has, he will do custom orders of those products in the Frac T patterns as well. He hasn't added the patterns in full to his standard options selection for this line of products. But I have 10 patterns, so that's a lot to add. So basically by custom order for now. Also, Cottonmouth Customs is another company that's coming on board. So if you want to do a custom order with them, you just reach out to them. They will order stuff and make it for you in the Frac T patterns. Whitmore custom designs. Ex-Ranger lives down in Fort Gordon, Georgia. His wife is still in the military. He makes bags, packs, and rucks. He is picking up Frac T patterns to do custom orders as well. So if you want an Alice pack, because he does Alice packs, a Philby Malice pack, day pack, assault pack, whatever, he will make them in whatever Frac T pattern you want if you hit him up for a custom order. Those are the three businesses as of right now that are on board. Another one is coming on board. I just sent material to. They're doing some initial builds of marketable products for a pre-order campaign that'll be coming up soon, and that'll be for anoraks or a jacket. It's kind of like an in between. More information on that will be coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, go check out Swift. This dude makes insanely high quality production stuff, really well stitched. I mean, this stuff is bomb proof. So go check them out. Other partners will be coming on board as well soon. There's another company, Blackfoot Customs, who should be coming on board soon, and they also make various types of bags and stuff, and small accessory and travel pouches and things like that. Range bags, they do that kind of stuff. They're going to be picking up patterns soon. I just talked to Night Fighters the other day. He may be picking up some Fracti material to make some of the Night Fighter bandoliers that he makes with. Um, that's still kind of in the process right now, but we had a great discussion. He's an awesome dude. Um, yeah, and there's more stuff coming. So really a lot of cool stuff has been going on. This year has definitely been with the grind has been an escalation and ramping up of getting more partners on board that will offer Frac products. So Frac pattern products that they make. So it's been really awesome. So that's some really cool news, and more stuff will be coming out, and partners will be added to the website and otherwise. So pay attention to the website and pay attention to the Instagram, because that's where the marketing magic happens. So um let's see, chest rigs and plate carriers. So Cottonmouth Customs, who I mentioned before, he makes plate carriers. So if you want one made from him, he will make it. Hit him up on Instagram, Cottonmouth Custom Nylon. Obviously, the poly-based materials that my stuff's printed off now, but very durable and resilient. The material types, especially for chest rigs and plate carriers, are extremely strong and rugged. Um, and Citadel Defense will be making some runs of chest rigs in my patterns as well soon. I think he's getting through the rest of the stock that he has right now, and then he'll be picking up some material to make stuff with. So um, that answers that question, Ogre. Um, Prior earlier question, 2026. What do you think is going to be so far? I mean, it's going to be crazy in a lot of ways. It's going to be great in a lot of ways. Um, Nobody's expecting a lot of anything that's going to be on their bingo card for what's going to be happening through the year. So a lot of crazy stuff going on, but a lot of good things too. So um, just keep your ear to the ground, you know. Um, let's see. Ogre says snows outside screaming, melting. Yeah, it's melting. Yeah, it's raining here right now. Um, said hey to all you guys. So the chest rig play carrier, I just answered that. Um, talked about the knives. Ogre, always make sure you have your secondary gun backup, knife, emergency knife, extra mags. Yeah, of course. Gen X in Indiana, your knives only have to be smaller than your meth labs. That's funny. That's funny. Opinion on the Ithaca Mag 10 shotty. Haven't had my hands on it, so I don't know. Not really that big of a shotgun guy. I like my 870s. Mossberg 500s, Benelli M4s, 1301s. I had a Winchester Ranger 120R for a while. I've shot a Wingmaster, Saiga. I like my Saigas and KS12s. Otherwise, not a whole lot of interest in shotguns. I'm just gonna be honest. I haven't got my hands on Ithaca, so don't know. Howdy from Alaska, Dom. What's up, dude? An Axe Grind. What's good, brother? Hey, man. Thanks for tuning in. Chilling. A little bit of a heat wave going on right now, and it's raining out. All the snow is pretty much melted, but temps going to drop in a couple of days, and we're going to get more snow. So, and just answering questions, talking about camo brand stuff, products coming out. Talked about knives a little bit ago. Yep, Tuck by V. Yep, the FL pattern is in print. I may have to do a quick lightness adjustment on it, but Bug Out Bushido ordered some, and he was fairly happy with it. And it looks fine in the pictures he sent me, so I'm not really mad about it. Nice thing about dye sublimation, it goes all the way through, so it's double-sided print. So one side is a little bit lighter than the other, which is cool. So that's a win. The Whitmore handmade that I mentioned earlier that makes the Alice packs and the bags and stuff. He ordered some FL pattern too. So he is making an Alice pack in FL pattern that he'll be showcasing here soon. Hence the little mock-up teaser photo in my thumbnail for the live stream here. Um, Ogre, DJ, you going to have to send me those links on Instagram? Yeah, sure. I'll send you some links later. Thanks, grind, bro. You getting any cans now with that NFA tax stamp? No. Sound is relative. Light is immediate. So as long as you have a good flash hider, doesn't really matter. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be loud, but if you're shooting, there's a reason that you're shooting, and it's a last resort kind of thing, right? Um, the Strike Industries X Logic Widow, which is kind of a new take on like your three prong recon flash hider. Best flashlight I've ever seen. There is no flash. It's awesome. Uh, cans being a consumable commodity and the price that they are, they're not worth it to me, in my opinion. Just there's no point. Plus, going through the whole process, having to give more information to the government. Not that they don't already have all that on me, but it's because of the work I've done in the past and everything. But I don't. It's whatever. I would rather just buy more ammo and get that flash hider, which is a very, very small fraction of the price of any can out there. Um, Plus, cans, like, they get super hot. I don't want to deal with that either. Um, I'm just not really that big of a fan of them, honestly. I mean, they're good for some things, and I have used them before, but as they're it's whatever. I get why a lot of people get them now, especially for hunting and certain shooting ranges and stuff where now there's these issues with neighbors and noise ordinance and all that stuff, like, which is a stupid problem to have, but unfortunately is a thing now. um and like there's just a bunch of other issues that come with having a can too. You have to adjust gas, if you can even adjust gas on your stuff. So I don't like getting sharded in the face by a bunch of gas blowback, which is like why I like piston guns. um and like just stuff like that, like, I don't know, they're not really worth it to me, honestly. Um, Dom, -17 there right now. Yeah, that's about what we should be seeing right now for temperatures. But yeah, we've been getting the El Nino heat wave or something coming through. So, but temp's supposed to drop again in a couple of days. But yep. Um, let's see. Yeah, I understood what you meant about the NFA thing. It's not worth it to me. Um, Sorry if you said it already, but are your patterns available in garments yet? Not quite yet. There is a expose and a pre-order release that'll be coming soon. I'll be able to give some more details on once they've got the um promotional, like, marketable products made to showcase and then set up the pre-order and stuff for some anoraks or jackets. So that'll be coming soon in a couple of patterns, and at least initially for some pre-order runs, small runs of pre-orders. Other than that, I'm still trying to work with a secondary or another textile printing partner. Still waiting for them to get undyed material in so we can do some strike off test prints and then go from there. The strike off prints are not cheap with them either. But once they do that, that other textile printer does do your typical uniform ripstop materials. Rainier Fabrics, the current licensed printer, they do materials for cold weather stuff in a lot of ways, and then like some more like athletic wear type stuff. So like components for like combat shirts, but they don't do ripstop. Um, their printers just don't work well with it, which I can understand. So still in the process of getting another textile printer on board that does do those fabric types, and then still I've talked to a couple. I haven't heard from a couple. Reaching out to American uniform manufacturers to like figure some stuff out and like just get some info. Born Primitive was the most receptive. Um, but their prices are not cheap for American made uniforms either. They're close to cry prices. So I'm still trying to find kind of the right fit. They're pretty cool. They were really cool to talk to, and that may be a potential partnership in the future. Um, But aside from that, I'm still trying to find another domestic made in the USA uniform manufacturer to work with. Um, I may have to figure something out with some partners and maybe do a pre-order run so that we can get an MOQ, a minimum order quantity pre-order amount basically raised first to place an order with one of the other companies, potentially in the future, because that's what a lot of those manufacturers do if they don't have a direct retail platform. There's only a few in the country that have direct retail platforms, which is ideal and preferable for me, because I don't do any retail with my brand specifically. It's all licensing and partnerships. Um, but that may have to be a potential thing that may have to be done in the future. Um, because a lot of them, like their MOQs are like 500 units, which is a lot, and that's not cheap either. Even at say 50 a piece for a top and a bottom for a uniform, that's not cheap at all. So that's a lot of money. So um, it's trying to figure that out and just find the right partners. Apart from getting this other textile printer kind of on board once we get past this initial step. I've already had great meetings with them and they're awesome. So it's just after that process trying to figure out, you know, get test printing done, make sure everything's copacetic, and then do a licensing contract and everything. And then they don't really have a direct retail a pipeline for that other textile printer I'm talking to right now, even though they said they're considering doing it. Because like competition to say Shot Fabrics and Camo Fabric Depot, which I know someone over there too, great company. They're looking at potentially doing something like that. And then they also work with a bunch of the tertiary or segue distributors, third party distributors like what Rocky Woods Fabrics and all them. Um, so it's just like it's basically getting distributors to want to buy rolls of material and all that to make it worth their while, you know, because they're not going to deal with small pickings unless they have a print to order system like the current licensed printer partner Rainier Fabrics or something like Camera Fabric Depot. So if they don't have that in place, they expect substantial orders, Um, and obviously, me not doing any retail, I don't have any storage space, anything like that. That's not something that I can do. It's expensive, so it's just working through the process of finding the right fits for now until larger partnerships and even potential contracts for other things may come along where money can get appropriated to certain things. So this is just kind of the whole process where I'm at right now. Um, but yeah, there is some stuff coming soon, and some of the pre-made products that Rainier Fabrics localized sewing partners that they have, like they do some products, they do bandanas and things like that. Um, should be doing polar fleece beanies and balaclavas, gaiters and stuff at some point soon with some of their partners. I haven't heard any more info on that though, unfortunately. Um, but those will be options through Rainier Fabrics at some point too, because they sell uh, or they make those made to order products as well, and then pre-made products. So those should be coming along in the near future here as well. So I'm kind of just waiting on a lot of other people kind of at this point, apart from continuing the networking and everything and building partnerships. Um, but yeah, the anorak jacket thing, I will be making announcements for that when the time comes. So keep an eye on my community posts here on YouTube and also the Instagram, my business Instagram for Frac T Camo. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Mick Lake, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. In the future, do I have any desire to keep making different camo patterns? I've got my line of 10 patterns, but I do design commissions. So say if another company or a national military of another country or something, or another person that wants to start a retail business or whatever, wants a camouflage pattern made, yeah, I will commit. They can commission with me to make a pattern for them. That's a service I offer. As far as other patterns in the Frac T line, no, I'm just trying to focus on the 10 patterns I have right now. I'm only a year into this, so with the brand. So I'm really just trying to continue the growth and add and build partners and add more textile printers, like what I was saying before. Jay, Modern Minuteman, what's up, dude? Thanks for tuning in. Um, anyone's got questions, topics of discussion, fire away, please, in the chat. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I will do design commissions of camouflage patterns. It's not cheap, because I mean, designing something and handing over all the rights to whoever's going to have it under their trademark and their copyright and all that stuff, like it's not cheap. But I do offer that service and a professional level. So large ogre, trying to see where a country is going doesn't look good. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, and I mean, nothing's off the table as far as good or bad. You know, just got to keep your ear to the ground and just pay attention to things and take it for what it is. People need to. There's a lot of hemming and hawing online. People need to understand there's a lot that's out of their control. They can have their voice and heard and their opinions seen. That doesn't mean that anyone cares or anyone's going to take it into consideration. And other times they may. It does happen, but there's so much out of your control it doesn't really matter. Um, just worry about what you can control and what you can do to be a better person in general and help those around you and do your thing. Crush it with your job, do whatever it is. Like the stuff you can control and worry about, like focus on that. Obviously keep your eyes peeled, keep your ear to the ground, pay attention to what's going on, not just in our country but around the world, because there's a lot going on a lot of people don't pay attention to, and that does have a ripple effect around the world, as much as whatever esoteric or nuanced deep dive interest you have in whatever. But that's just kind of my take on it. um Obviously with prior jobs and everything, I have to pay attention to a lot. um I don't have to as much now, but I still do, obviously. It's important, and every once in a while, gigs come up or whatever. But I'm just trying to focus on what's important and you know the grind and what I can do. Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm excited. There will be some big announcements on the Instagram, and I'll make a community post here on YouTube and stuff about product pre-orders and releases when they come out. Um, to go over it again, current custom order manufacturing partners, Swift Design and Textiles. Any product in his catalog especially these slings he's offering in Fracty patterns. You just place a custom order with him. If he doesn't have the pattern in stock, he'll order it and make it for you. Cottonmouth custom nylon. He will do custom order products. He also does plate carriers and slick vests. Whitmore handmade goods. He makes packs, bags, and rucks to include Alice rucks. He will make a Fracty Alice ruck. He's got one coming for promo soon, so keep an eye out for that. And then this new partner that's coming on for the jacket anorak thing, with some more announcements on that partner and everything coming soon. I talked to Night Fighter Incorporated the other day for their like Night Fighter bandoliers and stuff. I think he's going to pick up some material to make some a run with Fracty patterns of his products. Blackfoot Customs should be coming on board soon. They also make like range bags and other types of bags and travel pouches and stuff like that. Citadel Defense, Dylan should be coming on board soon for some runs of his chest rigs and Fracty patterns, after he's got some of the rest of his stock that he's made recently sold. Yeah, there should be some other partners coming soon too. It's just kind of, what's feasible, who wants to do just custom order stuff, or if they're going to add full lines. It just depends. It's a continual communication, that's never ending with the business stuff. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of stuff coming. So, and yeah, so there are products available, and there's a number of companies that are currently offering custom order stuff. Um, what is it? Anti-Modular Group that's just starting up as a company, and he's making like slick vests and stuff. He's probably going to become a partner at some point too. He's starting his prototyping right now with multicam just because of access and stuff. But in the future, he's also going to be a partner, I think, which is awesome. I've had really great talks with him. He also his other channel is on Instagram is Clandestine Involvement, which I know some of you guys know. Um, so his new company is really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table with the stuff that they're making, which is it looks awesome so far. Um, that's all I can think of off the top of my head right now for partners. Trash Panda Manufacturing may come on board as well in the future. Nothing for sure yet. Same with ProWorks Gear; they may come on in the future as well. Um, but yeah, it's just waiting for communication from them and stuff. Tact Wrap, I'm still waiting to hear back from Pete. He's been kind of MIA lately, so I hope he's doing okay. But Tact Wrap was supposed to pick up some patterns to make his products. Um, because he asked me, what I wanted, CTR wrap for the stock, some Magpul Mag, wrap stuff, but I just haven't heard from him. So I don't know what he's doing, but Tact Wrap is supposed to be coming on board as a partner, and we talked back and forth for a little while, but haven't heard anything in the last couple of weeks from him. So yeah, there's a bunch going on. I'll be adding more partners to the website list as well. In the partners section on the website, the logos for each company that's a partner, you can just tap or click on that logo on their logo, and it'll direct you right to their website. I love the integration with the website builder and stuff, so that's really cool. More partners will be added soon for that. And some of you may have seen some stuff with the pictures with Refuge Medical and stuff. Um, that's a program, not directly part of any retail with Refuge. It's part of a different program I can't talk about. Um, Maybe in the future some information will come about that. But he's done some videos with some of the material, which the W material for a product. So that's really cool. Um, yeah, bunch of partners are coming on board, and I'm just grinding. I'm just trying to get as many partners as possible, and just really getting it out there. Because again, with licensing, the way a brand is structured, like mine or multicams or even Mossy Oak or whatever, like with a brand structure like that, like that's where a business stays afloat is with licensing royalty. So, full transparency. I talk about this stuff all the time when people ask. So, the more product, the more yardage is ordered, the more product is made, the more money I'll end up being able to make and move forward with expansion and other milestones and goals and stuff with the brand and the business and everything to get uniform manufacturer, get this and this, get other additional material type options, because there's a bunch already, but even more material type options. Tactic Cloak at some point in the future is going to come on board. um, Once the other textile printer, we get that stuff figured out because they order from them for a certain material type for their cloaks, which is really cool. I like cloaks, so you know, um, yeah. So just like stuff like that. So a bunch of really cool stuff in the pipe with that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, as far as other camo patterns, I will do design commissions and stuff. I have a couple of examples of patterns I've designed in the past that didn't get used by a client, but they really liked them. And then I did a remix of a classic pattern. There's a swatch sample and a mock-up sample on there on the website that people can look at. So I can do all kinds of stuff with that, and it just depends on what the company wants or what a client wants, what they're looking for, what their intention is, and like all that stuff. But usually a base minimum cost for designing a camouflage pattern for a company is about $10,000. For a private client, again, it depends on what their uses are. Um, but then again, copyright and like all that stuff, ownership transference and all that stuff, there are fees with all that stuff. So, um, yeah. Technical Muffin Top, what's up, dude? Kipper Gang, thanks for tuning in. Um, Large Ogre asks, can I do a red, black, white pattern? Well, look at my MU pattern in the Fractee line. Mountains and urban. It's kind of got like a rust red brown color in it, and then a couple of different colors of gray. Um, that kind of fits what you're looking for. Um, Red, black, and white makes no sense. Like besides for fashion. Um, Again, I'm focusing on my 10 patterns, but again, if somebody wants a camouflage pattern made, I can do it. Um, and that is a service I offer as a brand, as a business. And as a graphic designer myself, I do graphic design stuff all the time. So, um, yeah, that's something I do offer. Um, done all kinds of stuff like that. So, yeah, check out the MU pattern. I think you'll dig it, especially, for the mountainous area. I mean, Adirondacks and the Smokies and stuff, like it's not really like high craggy open rock like what you see in the Rockies, um or the Alps or anything, but I mean, I'm sure there's some applicability to some degree. Otherwise the RW, the Rocky Woodland, there's that option too, um, which has applicability all over the place, especially Appalachia and the Smokies, Adirondacks and stuff. Because you have that foliage coverage, over the mountains, but you still have rock features and all that stuff. Obviously the W pattern as well. Um, but the MU, mountains and urban, it's for high mountains once you're really getting into and past the living foliage line up into the mountains, and an urban application. It's also kind of vibey, so it definitely has that fashion sense to it too, if you like that. So yeah. Yeah, finding a spot to test it. It's yeah, really, really just depends. I mean, there's a couple of options based on the regions. A lot of my line of patterns have specific regional applications, but a lot of them do end up having some crossover too. Um, a secondary, but also a conscious decision with doing the initial design and choosing the colors and everything. So, like Plains and Scrub, the PS that works well, like in the flatland area of Idaho and the Dakotas and Iowa and all that, as much as down in West Texas and other places too. Even partial arid application as well. Um, so it's just like things like that. Um, the FL, the subtropical, actually ends up working pretty well, kind of standard in that general southern area anyway as well. Whether it's Arkansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, South Carolina, whatever, the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, it doesn't matter. Um, the SW, Cypress and Swamp, your River Delta areas, things like that. So I mean, there's a lot of applicability, not just a specific little region, because there's a lot of microbiomes and micro terrain environment types all over the country, to include here in my state and stuff. And I mean, you look at the Pacific Northwest, you've got the Cascadian Mountain Range, but then you've got a freaking Northwoods, uh, Northwoods tropical subbiome. We have a little bit of that here too, especially like in the driftless region and the highlands that were not affected by glacial flow millions of years ago. It's a microbiome in the area, so it's very unique. And you find little pockets like that all over the country, um, where you wouldn't expect it necessarily. But it's also useful for me because I have a whole range of environment types here just in my area that I can test stuff, and do environmental study apart from my abroad travels and around the country and stuff, you know, and background experience being, doing the things that I've done in the past and places I've been and being in different environments, so it's really cool that way. So there's a lot of cross applicability with the patterns. So, it got me rambling for freaking 45 minutes. I appreciate it. Questions, topics, keep firing away in the chat. I really appreciate this. All of this. This is really good discussion, and all that. So yeah, it's good stuff, guys. Keep them coming. Fire away. Anything you got. Okay, he sent me some voice messages. I'll check those later. Gen X, where do squirrels go during a hurricane? Is this a joke or a question? Because they go hide in trees or wherever the hell they can. Same for tornadoes, which I have a lot more experience with those than hurricanes. Ogre, need to work on some logistics and shit. Yep. Logistics. The single most important thing of things in its broad umbrella of what logistics is. Well, we could talk about some stuff later, Ogre, if you have questions about logistics. I know you're pretty well squared away and you got a lot of family around you and stuff, but yeah, we can talk about things later. Gen X. The first entirety thing that came to mind. Hey, it's fine, man. Shower thoughts are fine. You should have shower thoughts. It's okay. uh, it is a good question. I'm sure people don't know, but yeah, I mean, wherever they can hide, you know. I've seen videos of whether it's tornado or hurricane footage. Yeah, squirrels will hide in, little hidey holes in trees, or they'll go hide in dumpsters. They'll go hide, I don't know, wherever they can. It's a lot of family members right around you, Ogre. Yeah, okay. Psycho stick. Yep. I can only count to 4. I can Psycho Stick's a fun band. They're funny. Very smart songwriting to be as good at parodies as they are. Give Weird Al a run for his money for sure. Frickin' keep firing away. Keep them coming. Questions, topics. Y'all are having some really good ones here. You got me rattling off there for a little bit. Yeah. Should be a bunch of partners coming on board for the brand and stuff. I mean, yeah. So yesterday's post on Instagram, I had listed a couple of companies that you could contact for custom order stuff. X Grind, Great Basin Country and PNW. Yep, exactly. You got so many variable terrain types. And it's like that here too. You know, yeah, it's so many options, man, and it's all beautiful, beautiful country too. Tucked by V. Squirrels are damn good at surviving hurricanes. Lifelong Florida resident. Never seen a dead squirrel after a tropical storm. Seen dead rats, not squirrels. Yeah, squirrel. I mean, squirrels want to go high and dry, right? Gen X, Rob Zombie or Marilyn Manson? Rob Zombie, for sure. Rob Zombie. No, I'm not in the PNW. My licensed, the licensed textile printer that I currently work with, Rainier Fabrics, they're in Washington State. I know I'm not in the PNW. No, I'm in Wisconsin. I've got friends out in the PNW, to include yourself. Beautiful country out there. I listen to a lot of bands from the PNW too. you know, older Wolves in the Throne Room albums, fantastic. Bell Witch, big fan of their Funeral Doom. They're from kind of that area. It's beautiful out there. Um, at some point, you need to get out there. I had a buddy just move to Seattle. Un- Unfortunately, fortunately, whatever. I'm good seafood out there. But yeah, the freaking Cascade Mountain Range is beautiful. Definitely need to get out there at some point. Ogre, squirrels will go hide underneath the hood of your truck and store their nuts under. Yes, they will. Yep, they'll make nests in your engine bay. Gen X Gemini, you listen to Clutch? I mean, yeah, not like religiously or anything, but I have listened to Clutch. And same with like Monster Magnet, and bands like that. Like, yeah, I'll listen to Clutch every once in a while. Not a preferred go-to, but I mean they're kind of in that alt metal sludge kind of genre. So yeah, I'll listen to them every once in a while. If it's on the radio, okay, cool. It's whatever. I don't go out of my way to listen to them per se, but and then the one band I'm in, Apossicum, a couple of the members know Sammy from Acid Bath and Goat Whore. Acid Bath, obviously on tour right now. They're going to be playing Milwaukee Metal Fest this year, which is kind of in my area. Um, and that's cool. Would definitely be cool to play with Goat Whore though. Ogre, Metallica, yeah, nothing's good after And Justice for All, Ride to Lightning. No good albums after that. Although I do love the snare on Saint Anger, even though a lot of people hate it. I listen to Gore Grind, so I like the ping snare. A lot of people don't though, but everything else, dog shit. Well, Gen X, it's a good thing that you were being a responsible person, even though you shouldn't have been put in that situation in the first place, right? But we're not going to admonish you here. You learned your lesson, maybe. Smoke him if you got him. No, I don't like the Black Album. I mean, one is an okay song for the thematic context, but no, I do not like that album. Do not like the Black Album. I liked them when they were still a proper thrash band. Yeah, Clutch is fine. Yeah. Ogre, you need to listen to more Slayer. You need to listen to more Exodus. You need to listen to more Annihilator. You need to listen to more Municipal Waste. You need, those are the bands you need to listen to for thrash. Old Megadeth. Not a big fan of Dave Mustaine's voice. I'll admit it. Very whiny. Not a fan of that kind of voice. But old Megadeth as well. I've even got some of their CDs over there. Old Megadeth is fine, and riff wise and everything. Like after that time period of the early couple albums of thrash from both bands, like Megadeth really went above and beyond and continued to grow musically much more privy than Metallica did. I just don't like Dave's voice. Musically, they're great though. Pantera, I mean, yeah, they're fine. You know, obviously they left a legacy. Nothing wrong with Pantera. Phil Anselmo's newer band, Scour. Everyone should go listen to Scour. Fantastic band, straight up metal band. Um, really good death and black metal influences. Their newest album, Gold, great album. Scour, Scour, like Scour Pad. Scour. Go check them out. Freaking good band. Um, oh yeah, there's a bunch of great thrash bands out there right now. Tuck. Havoc is still killing it. You've got Vector. There's a bunch of thrash bands killing it out there. The scene's doing well. Um, some of those crossover bands where you get a like tech death and thrash, like Artificial Brain and stuff, really good. Gen X. Scissor Fight? I haven't heard that name in a while. Yes, Ogre. You need to give them a listen. Yes, you do. Axe to Grind, of course. Of course, I'll listen to Canon and Phoeba. Yep, great band. Them, Canon and Fever, 1914. Minenwerfer. Go check out Minenwerfer as well. Their album, Alpenpassa, fantastic album. 1914's most recent album, I think it's Verbum Verbum S or something like that. Really, really good album as well. Like there's a bunch of really good like World War I, World War II themed metal bands. Those big three definitely awesome. Yeah, fantastic bands, dude. The Fusilier is a great song. Absolutely. Prong, another one of those bands kind of in that same genre as Clutch and Monster Magnet. So you kind of like the alt metal kind of mainstream sludge with southern rock style bands, I take it. The Who, yeah, little Tuvan throat singing. Yeah, I can throat sing. Um, the Who, I like Tuvan throat singing. It's cool shit. Um, been doing throat singing for almost a decade now. But yeah, Canonen Fever is fantastic. Mine and Verfa is probably my favorite of them. 1914 is great though too, and so is Canonen Fever. They're fantastic. Um, Primer 55, yeah, they're okay. I mean, again, same with like Clutch, Prong, Monster Magnet, kind of in the same kind of deal. I don't actively listen to out of my way to listen to those kinds of bands. Um, there is one out of is it Belgium or the Netherlands? I can't remember. Amen Ra, Amenra. You need to check them out if you like that sludge style stuff. Amen Ra, freaking awesome, awesome band. Slipknot, I mean, grew up, obviously, everyone in the Midwest grew up with Slipknot, the numbered self-titled album in Iowa are their only good ones in my opinion. Everything after that sucked. That's just me. Primer 55 says the pussy right. Right. Lamb of God, yeah, Log is fine. Again, older Log, much better than newer Log. Your um as palaces burn, ashes in the wake, like all that stuff, like the earlier Lamb of God was much better than the newer stuff. Um Also the stuff Randy Blythe doing vocals for Cannabis Corpse. Cannabis Corpse is hilarious. Obviously cannabis themed. Really good death metal though. They're all homies that's from that area. Um he's done some stuff with that band and just great death metal. So um Death Clock, I mean, the show is great. Musically, yeah, it's good. I don't go out of my way to listen to Death Clock though. I mean, it's a joke band. Um the show was great. Love the show. It was a hilarious cartoon. But like a lot of mainstream stuff, maybe early on when like maybe they're just hitting mainstream, but they still kind of have a really good piss and vinegar edge to them. Like that's when most bands are good. After a while, when they're sitting at that high level for so long, like unfortunately a lot of bands just phone it in. There's a lot of bands that don't. There's plenty of amazing bands that are still going hard as fuck this entire time. Hate Eternal, um, Nile, freaking Dying Fetus, freaking Suffocation. List goes on and on. There's a phenomenal bands out there. But there's a bunch of bands, and some have been listed here. They just got really bad over time. Early albums, fantastic, and that's just my opinion. But it's a trend that you see. Anthrax never really got into Anthrax. Early Anthrax is okay, but uh, really from that rap mashup thing they did way back in the day, like I did not like that. Um, Not a rap fan. Um, Testament's been going strong. Freaking, plenty of bands have been still going hard. Dark Throne, freaking Dark Throne's most recent album, which I think now is a year or two old, maybe three. Oh, it's great too. Like plenty of bands have been going at it for 30 plus years. Can't get into the Lorna Shore genre. Well, yeah, like the modern symphonic deathcore, MySpace era deathcore, and like the crossover metalcore to deathcore crossover bands. That was the golden era of deathcore. The modern deathcore stuff, there's a few bands dotted in there like Distance, Signs of the Swarm, and a couple of those that are good. But like, yeah, there's a lot of them. Like, eh, too sterile in production. I don't like it. Like, I like that late 90s, like through the 90s, but the late 90s, early 2000s production quality. That's like peak, in my opinion. Best sound quality because you're getting organic complex to it, but you're getting some modern degrees of mix master and edit and stuff like that as well. It's the best of both worlds. And I mean, some of the best albums came out in that time period. So, um, um, Sepultura. I mean, yeah, I've got Chaos AD CD sitting over here. Roots is fine. But again, kind of it's just groovy. It's kind of boring to me. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of picky. You know, not to sound elitist or anything, but I like what I like. Everyone's like that. But yeah, an extra grind. Golden era was like MySpace era and getting into the 2010s, like the 2012, 2015 period, like and before that, like that was golden era for deathcore. A lot of modern stuff is junk. Um, Lawfully armed. Anorak when? More details will be coming soon, my good friend. Um, as soon as I get more information, because the partner that is doing them, um, I just sent them. We kind of work together. I sent them some material to make four patterns, one initial each of a build for marketing and all that to then start a pre-order. It's going to be a limited run pre-order of a couple of them to start. And if that goes well, they'll do more in the future, obviously. But as soon as those are built and some official announcements can be made, I will definitely be letting you know, man. Gen X, I just turned 39 not that long ago. I will be 40 this year. Hatebreed is okay. I mean, it's hardcore. Early Hatebreed, great. Everything up to Perseverance was a great album. Um, that's kind of where it ends with me with Hatebreed. Like, again, and same with other bands like Terror, Sworn Enemy, bands like that. Like, you know, some of the early albums freaking great, but like everything after was very lackluster. Same with the Acacia Strain. Um, was it 3150 and then The Dead Walk? Their best albums still, in my opinion. Wormwood was all right. Some of their newest stuff has been pretty good. It's gone pretty hard, but like The Dead Walk, man, that is a punishing album. As far as like hardcore crossover goes, fuck, great album. Um, yes, Deliver Us from Darkest Hour. Undoing Ruin is my favorite Darkest Hour album, actually. Undoing Ruin, so the one before Deliver Us, but Deliver Us is, I have both on CD. They're both fantastic albums. Obviously, Hidden Hands of the Sadist Nation was a fantastic album too. I had my CD of Undoing Ruin was with me in Iraq, so I managed to cram like 5 CDs in my green weenie with a portable CD player to take over with me. Fucking yeah, Undoing Ruin is such a good album, and Deliver Us is fantastic as well. Yep, yeah, we're the same age at Axe Grind. I think yeah, we're about the same age. Yeah, dude, golden era, dude. Ogre, wait till you get over the hill and you turn 40. It's the part that sucks. I mean, I'm already feeling it, man. I've been beat up, so I'm actually going through a compensation claim appeal process right now for the and I had done a video in a lengthy video a while back talking about the occupational hazard exposure injury related stuff I'm dealing with. I'm going through a process with that right now for a claim. But yeah, like back, leg, and all that, like it's all jacked up. When you're in a job that's as hard on your body as it is, and everything, and then digestive stuff and all that like does not help anything. So I'm already there, dude. I just buzzed my head, but you can maybe probably can't see it in the 720p quality camera here, but I got a lot of gray in my beard already. Plenty of gray up here. So, um, Red Chord is fantastic, man. I love the Red Chord, dude. Their vocalist stepped up to fill in for Brian when Brian wasn't feeling good for a Black Dahlia Murder tour that just happened. So that was cool. Yeah, I like the Red Chord. Gen X, whatever happened to Bull Thrower? Dude, good question. I love Bull Thrower. Um, they broke up. One of the members passed away. They just broke up. There was supposed to be a reunion thing that was going to happen, but unfortunately, when they're signed to Earache Records, and Earache Records is a long-standing metal label out of the UK. But unfortunately, they've had they've had issues where they haven't done the best by their bands from time to time. Um, and done things like re-released albums without permission. That was a big issue with Decapitated before they changed labels. Um, but both were signed to Earache, and there was rumors that there was going to be some kind of reunion thing, even though one of the members is gone. But yeah, no, that ended a while ago, sadly. I do love Bull Thrower though. It's good old death metal, man. HM2 love death metal. Not into female fronted bands, but Light This City was great. Well, back in the day, yeah. Um, The Agonist back in the day as well. Another female fronted that was pretty solid. They were good metalcore back in the day. Um, there was a few. Not a whole lot. There was a few. Like back then, it was cool. Angela Gossow was rumored to be coming back to Arch Enemy now that the other sucky chick is gone again. Um, Alicia Glues or whatever the hell her name was. God, she was terrible. Um, Angela Gossow era Arch Enemy was the best. Um, yeah, VA is screwing up bad, dude. Yeah, it's been getting better. They've processed a lot of claims lately, and have been a lot of approvals. So I'm going through an appeal right now, so it's a big pain in the ass. I think later this month or next month, I should be having an exam um, for the appeal process with whoever they picked, you know, to go through everything. So it's been an issue, and it's affected work. Obviously, there was like other issues that was affecting doing private security contracting and stuff. Um, but like just symptoms and the health issues are just getting worse, and you know daily, I just feel like crap, nauseous and stuff. And like just the other stuff that's going on, and it's not curable, you know, the compounded factors. So it is what it is. So the least they can do is that. But yeah, it's a process. Kids these days will never understand Baghdad 0607. Facts. Camp Al Soccer, Fob Falcon, whatever you want to call it. Yep. Crazy times for sure. Um, yep. I remember Haste. Yep. I liked Haste. Also bands like Himsa. You remember Himsa? Um, yeah, dude, bunch of great bands like that. Absolutely. Nuclear Assault, yes, great thrash, absolutely. The Agonists had one good song that was great. Yeah, there was like that first album. Same with like Arsis. The first Arsis album, man, it got so goddamn hard. The album after that was okay. The one after that was okay. That first Arsis album, God, it was good. Um, now I'm thinking of the old vocalist before Glues for the Agonist because they did have a chick vocalist before that too. Like early. We're like demo era, first album era. Maybe it was Glues that ended up being on that first album. I can't remember, but that was their only good album. She was way better in that band than she was freaking Arch Enemy. Denied for your back? You should appeal it, dude. You get a second opinion. Filing claim for sleep apnea. Good luck, dude. I just had a buddy he's not a veteran, but he's got sleep apnea issues. And he just had sinus surgery and stuff, and he seems to be doing a lot better, which is great. Because he had CPAP for years. It sucked. Gen X trying to get help from the VA for your dad. Keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. If you have to go to an outside lawyer, do so. If the appeal doesn't, I have a very good feeling about this appeal. But if it doesn't go well, I'm gonna have to go to with a lawyer and like, no, you guys, the army did screw me on this one. They pulled some bullshit. So, and the VA has no treatment for the complex, service related issues that were diagnosed by the VA specialty clinics. So they got to figure it out. It's not on me anymore. So just got to keep fighting. So keep after it. Again, there's a bunch of good legal groups out there now that don't charge anything, unless you win, you know. So if a lawyer's worth it, if those some of those lawyers are worth it, go for it. You know, just don't stop fighting. Let's go back to the nerd days where we could play Magic. But yeah, MTG is awesome, dude. Once all the Planeswalker stuff started, like I lost interest. I was like, what is this? No. Pre Planeswalker MTG was fantastic. I played up till Odyssey, really. I do occasionally. I'll pick up a booster pack or two or whatever to see if I get any good cards that are worth some money, so I can at least double my money back. But I don't do that often, so I stopped playing MTG. I love MTG, but I stopped playing. Arsonist Get All the Girls. Hell yeah, dude. I love Arsonist Get All the Girls. I've got a couple of their CDs. Number 12 looks like you as well. Number 12 looks like you. Put on your rosy red glasses. Such a good album. The one after it, Mongrel. Or it was two after it. Nuclear Said Nuclear was all right. Mongrel was a pretty good album too, but Rosy Red Glasses from number 12 was fantastic album, dude. Problem is, the dad never got anything going with the VA. Man, he didn't lose his records in that fire, that St. Louis fire back in the day. Hopefully, he was after that time, but that really sucked for a lot of those dudes too. But yeah, that's the thing with the VA. Like, you got to get into it, fairly quickly once you get out. You know, unless you have really good coverage through your job or whatever. But yeah, it's there. You know, I feel bad for a lot of National Guard guys because especially those that like have a lot of time in and get out and retire out or have deployments. Like they have an even harder time just getting enrolled in the VA. I don't know what the deal is, but took my V. Gotta hit the road. Hey, take care, dude. Thanks for tuning in, man. We're all over the place with the lives here, so I appreciate you coming in, man. You drive safe out there. Take care, man. He just never registered. He was in the Marines from 60 to 64. Oh, okay. So it was before the fire. Yeah. As long as he's got his DD 24, his discharge, his 214 and like all that stuff, like those base documents, because unfortunately he may have had some of his stuff lost in that fire. Um, as far as medical records, military medical records go before they moved to National Archives and stuff. Because it was joint National Archives and VA records that got destroyed in that fire. Um, But as long as he's got those basic documents, and has some of his other stuff, like he should be okay. And he can get them from National Archives. So they should have that stuff if he doesn't have copies of them. So yeah. And just start that process, especially because the Agent Orange program and a bunch of that other stuff going on right now, like that's been they've actually been doing pretty okay with that lately. So alongside, our generation with the exposure injuries and the Gulf War veterans and stuff too. So oh, of course, Between the Buried and Me. Their most recent album was pretty good. Um, but Silent Circus and Alaska, fantastic albums. I have Colors on CD as well too. Yeah, Between the Buried and Me is fantastic. My buddy's got a Between the Buried and Me tattoo from Silent Circus, the little floral thing. Yeah, freaking awesome, dude. Ogre grabbing some McD's. McD's nuts. Get a fish. Get a fillet of fish for me. Filet of fish at McDonald's was way better back in the day too. They changed the fish. Oh, somewhere around maybe 2010, 2012. Before that, man, they were so good. I still like the fish sandwiches. I can't eat them anymore, unfortunately, but I love their fish sandwiches. Big Mac, nothing wrong with Big Mac. Nothing wrong with McDouble. Spicy chicken sandwich, spicy McChicken, nothing wrong with them. Every once in a while, you don't do it all the time. Treat yourself sometimes though. To some terrible food. Okay, you got a copy of his 214. Okay, good, good. Yeah. That's really all you need to get started, man. And the VA can get his stuff from archives too, National Archives, like it can get his medical records. For his benefit, he should request a copy of any medical records from National Archives as well. It's a simple form, and then they'll just send you everything you request on it. So I think it's a SF-180. Is that the form? I think so, because I just had to do that not that long ago to get more stuff from my records. Extra grind going on a booze run. Nice. Taking us with you. Hell yeah, dude. What you getting? What's your fancy? What's the sauce? uh yeah, that's right. McDonald's does have a double stack fish now. Problem is, every country but the United States, Canadian McDonald's, European McDonald's, Japanese McDonald's, they all have gluten-free options, but US McDonald's don't. I'm gluten intolerant, and that's part of the injury issues that I'm dealing with the VA stuff. That developed over time. I was not gluten intolerant before. Sorry. It bothers me not being able to eat the foods that I loved, like, and having to find alternatives. I'm still not used to it. And I've been gluten free since 2017 now, almost 10 years. Pisses me off. Like it negatively affected my life permanently, and I can't freaking go eat McDonald's. I can eat the fries, but I can't eat like anything else, bothers me. It's the same for like everywhere. I love Arby's, love Arby's. Can't eat Arby's. They don't have fucking gluten-free options. Sorry, it bothers me. And that's the thing, like going out with family, or trying to go out with family and friends and stuff. Like, have to try and pick a place that has something that can accommodate, that option, you know, or doing a group gathering and cooking stuff. It's like, oh hey, I can't eat 90% of this, like fucking sucks. Sorry, rant over. Like, it's not enjoyable. So I thankfully the grocery stores have pretty good options, and I cook at home. But when it is to go out, like only Culver's, which Culver's supremacy as far as fast food goes, they have gluten-free buns, thankfully, so I can do their burgers. But they're one of the only ones that offers an option cognizantly at all their chains across the country that they have now. Everything else doesn't. A lot of standard restaurants, even a lot of the stuff I can't eat on their menus. Um, Or if I can, they're just prohibitively they just get extremely expensive, like a freaking steak, you know? I love my steak, but it's freaking expensive at a restaurant, and just cook it at home, you know? Just shit like that. But yeah, back to it. McDonald's double stack fish. That's awesome. Delicious. Ogre. No matter what we eat nowadays, fast food entirely processed. Well, yeah, obviously. I love White Castle too. White Castle sliders. Can't eat White Castle anymore. We have one White Castle in my state, and it's like 2 hours away from me. But I love White Castle. Can't eat that either. Vodka. Oh hell yeah, dude. What kind of vodka? Zbrelka bison grass vodka from Poland. Highly recommend. Delicious. Perun Serbian vodka. Uh, made from sugar beets, copper still. Perun is fantastic. Hanson's of Sonoma, their Meyer Lemon, which is a grape-based California vodka company. Fantastic. Um, I do like Koskenkorva, Finnish vodka, of course. Um, Reka is okay. The Icelandic vodka, it's okay. Same as Svedka. It's better as a mixer. But yeah, Zubravka, Perun, Hanson's of Sonoma. Those are definitely my top three favorite vodkas. Um, where's the beef at Arby's? It's everywhere. Dude, I will smash Arby's melts like a motherfucker. Their French dips are actually really good too. Can't eat them anymore till they offer freaking gluten-free options for their buns, but Arby's melts go hard. Love those things. Sonic and Subway? Nope. Neither of them offer. Some Subways used to offer, not anymore, not that I've seen, at least none near me. Jersey Mike's, as far as sub shops go, Jersey Mike's is the only one that offers gluten free. Firehouse Subs doesn't even offer that. Jersey Mike's is goaded though, so Jersey Mike's, yeah, has a place in my heart there. But that's two fast food places out of all of them that I can even eat anything at. And I'm sorry to everyone who likes it, but fuck Chick Fil A. Every time I've eaten Chick Fil A because they have gluten free bun options, shit my whole ass. I don't know what the hell's wrong with their food, but it is garbage. It is terrible. Ooh, Crater Lake vodka. Nice. Nice. That's a good one. So that's a good choice. Um, other fast food. A&W. Love A&W. Can't eat there anymore either, unfortunately. Dairy Queen. Any Dairy Queens that may exist anymore. Their flamethrower burgers. Awesome. Awesome burgers. Go get a flamethrower burger if there's a DQ that still exists near you. I think there's two in my city. Oh, you're saying the burgers are the size of White Castles? Yeah, everything's gotten smaller and costs like 3 times as much. It's literally, unfortunately, it's literally pointless to go eat fast food because it's not economical anymore, which was the whole point of fast food. It's not economical anymore. Long John Silver, they don't exist anymore. At least not here. No. Culver's, thankfully, they do fish stuff. They got cod. They do fish fry. Fish fry is a huge thing here in my state. So they do fish fry stuff. They got cod sandwiches and all that. Like Culver's is a better alternative anyway. Long John Silver's does not exist, at least in our state anymore. I don't know if they even exist as a chain anymore, but they're not here. No, we've got like your typical, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick Fil A just showed up only a couple of years ago. We have A&W. There's a couple of Sonics around. We've got the one White Castle in the state. Culver's is like the big best one around here. Um, I believe a Shake Shack just opened up in our state not that long ago. One of those California chains, but I don't know. They don't have a gluten free option either, so no interest in going. Um, Otherwise, like no, like none of that stuff people have like in the South or anything. Like it doesn't exist here. There's no Whataburger. There's no Crystal. There's no um uh the other California one, In and Out. There's none of that here. So, Gubby Gilly Suit, thanks for tuning in, dude. Thanks for piping up. We have a Captain D's. You don't think we have Long John Silver anymore in Georgia? Yeah. And you guys got like Bojangles and other stuff down there too. Like none of that exists up here. We do not have Waffle House up here. We do not have Huddle House up here. There's some share make diner spots, but mostly it's like Denny's, Old Country Buffet, places like that are up here. Um, Ponderosa used to be a great buffet thing up here. Ponderosa's been long gone. Same with Old Country Buffet. They don't exist anymore either, I don't think. Oh, glad you tuned in, Guppy Gilly Suit. Um, yeah, like, yeah, it's interesting how the chains like kind of have their regions of whatever, but like Culver's here is the mainstay here, founded here, but they've expanded. They're in Tennessee, Texas, Florida, a number of other states now too, which is awesome because they arguably best fast food out there is Culver's. Oh, really? There's Long John Silver down there? And Instagram, Whataburger. I do not remember ever eating Whataburger, even when I lived in Texas for a couple of years as a kid. I don't ever remember Whataburger. I remember Jack in the Box vaguely. We don't have Jack in the Box up here either. Um, I don't remember Whataburger. I may have eaten it as a kid when I was there, but not not in any way memorable to where I remember eating it. Yeah. I hear a lot of people love Whataburger, but I've not personally not heard very good things about them. So, dude, yeah, flamethrower burger, ogre, hell yeah, flamethrower burger from DQ is their best burger. It's the best thing on their menu. Is a flamethrower burger. So if anyone has a Dairy Queen near them, go get a flamethrower burger. They're freaking awesome. Taco Time is the top fast food chain in America. There isn't a single Taco Time here. We've got Taco John's, Taco Bell. Um, yeah, that's it. We don't have Del Taco. We don't have Taco Time. Any of that. None of that's here. Um, there's a lot of really good, more local taco spots here, though, especially in my city. Excellent food scene here. Um, there's some Texas transplants that moved up here and opened a taco spot, and that's my favorite taco place in town, and they are fantastic. Way better than in the fast food stuff. But Taco John's is better than Taco Bell, for the most part. Taco Bell quesadillas, awesome, obviously. Cheesy gordita crunches, secret menu thing now because they don't offer it as a regular menu item anymore. Again, cheesy gordita crunch is the best thing at Taco Bell, besides quesadillas and the beefy 5-layer burrito, which I don't think they offer anymore. Taco John's, where it's at. Yeah, we have Chipotle and like all them too. I don't bother eating at those places. Yeah, Taco Time does not exist here, bro. It is not a I've never seen a Taco Time. It's a good thing you're about to go to lunch. Yeah, dude. Freaking grub down. I'll be making dinner here in about 30 minutes after I get off the live stream. Not sure what I'm making. Probably do a pizza or something. I don't know. Taco Time Fists, Taco John's. Well, if I'm ever in a place where they have a Taco Time and they have something that I can eat, I will check it out. I'm gonna trust your word on that, bro. Yeah, T John's is awesome. We just call it T John's, but Taco John's is the better of the taco chains up here. Prigs, Taco John's. Dude, T John's is great though. They're freaking seasoned tater tots are delicious. Leftover Subway. Okay. You know, I'm weird. I used to when I could still eat Subway because they don't offer fucking gluten-free bread anymore. Um, when I could eat Subway, I love their meatball sub, but I would add lettuce to it. I'm weird like that, but like I don't know what it was. It was just like, yeah, add lettuce to it. Like it's freaking awesome. It was great. Meatball subs at Subway are awesome. Um, when it comes to cold cut subs, I like Jersey Mike's way more. They have way better meat. Oh, your wife works at Subway? Hey, winning. Free food all the time. Winning. That's funny, dude. Taco Cabana, yeah, Taco Cabana was okay. My favorite spot in Texas was Papacito's Cantina. Papacito's, man. Small chain, but they're a chain. And then there's a sister conglomerate group called Papa Dough who did like the seafood and Cajun food and stuff owned by the same people. They even have a Papa Dough in Chicago. They expanded pretty well, but Papacito's Cantina pretty much stuck to Texas, and I think there's one in Oklahoma. Um, Potatoes Ole, yep, that's it. Potatoes Ole. But yeah, Papacito's Cantina, dude. Their pico de gallo is fantastic. Their fajitas are awesome. Enchiladas are great. Like that's a proper like restaurant. But their tacos are really good too. Anyone remember Burger Chef? No, that had to have been a regional thing. Never heard of Burger Chef before. Taco John cowers in the presence of Taco Time. I lived in Round Rock, Texas, which is just north of Austin for a few years. And this was back in the like early mid '90s. Um, and then I have some family that still lives in Texas. They're mostly down in like Corpus Christi. So they live on South Padre Island, but they're in Corpus Christi. And then had some family in Houston for a while, but they've all since moved or passed away. Um, One of my great uncles was in the oil business, I guess. Never saw any of that money, but I have some family in Corpus, some family friends still in that Round Rock area and stuff. Friends down there and stuff. I have some other friends in Texas too, obviously Brent and people like that. But I lived in Round Rock. Yeah, at that time, Round Rock was still a separate city from Austin, but now it's basically a suburb. That's how much Austin has grown. It's crazy. Gen X, you're old as shit. Live in Indiana. Not many people know that stuff around here. Yeah, that's older, man. You're freaking You're freaking in the Empire of Dirt there, dude. Yeah, friggin' never heard of Burger Chef. Now, you Indiana folk, you better not be putting noodles in chili. Or is that if that's just an Ohio thing, we're cool. I got a beef with Ohio people for that shit. You don't put noodles in chili. Indiana. I've never spent more than like, a couple of hours in Indiana. It's always just been driving through. No, I take that back. There was one time I was overnight in Indiana. It's because our band was on a tour and we played a show in Indianapolis. Was it Indianapolis or Cincinnati? I can't remember. Maybe it was Cleveland. I cannot. It has been so long. It might have been Cleveland. I don't know. But that's the only time I've ever spent more than just like the time to drive through, maybe stop for gas to drive through Indiana. So I don't know. Billy K is a big chain in Canada, like Tim Hortons. I've heard of Billy K. Never had it, obviously. Never had Tim Hortons either. It doesn't really exist. Although they're trying to expand into the US, and if they do, I definitely want to, if it's gluten free, get on some poutine action because I do love poutine. Okay, good. Your people don't put noodles in chili. You're cool. You're cool. We're cool. We're cool. I can like you. Swear to God, anybody served me a bowl of chili with noodles. Mm. Mm. Been in Indiana for almost 53 years. Well, congratulations. I mean, it's cool, especially like eastern Indiana and then up by the lake and everything, the Great Lake and stuff. Like the terrain there is beautiful, you know. And I hear you guys got some really nice parks and stuff. You know, I've just never really had the chance or the connected incentive or time to spend any time there. Yes, venison chili, and I am all for making it spicy. Yes. I just got a bottle or I got a new bottle of mango scotch bonnet hot sauce. in the fridge calling my name for something in the future. Maybe for a chili in the future. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah, I would absolutely dig into that. I'm a chili head. I love spicy food. Jumbo, gumbo, jambalaya. Yeah. Love me some gumbo too. If I can eat it, like I'll eat just about anything. Like freaking, I'm always down to try something. But I love venison chili. It's fantastic. Oh, you were in Montana recently? It had a duck confit poutine. Oh, that sounds good. Bro. Bro. Oh, I would smash that. Oh, you want to get bougie, especially with chili. Like if you do like a say like a reindeer or elk and venison chili or something, you get bougie with it. You get a nice block of cheese that's got morel and leeks in it, which cheese state here. Like that's a thing here. Make bougie cheeses. Um, some of the best cheese I've ever had is this cheese that's got morels and leeks in it, and you melt that over your bowl of chili. Oh, like high end meat chili. Holy crap, game changer. That stuff is great on anything though. So most chili is gluten free. So moot point. Yep, Jersey Barn Fire. I checked them out. There's only a couple of stores that carry some of their stuff here. Yep, I we talked about that a couple of live streams ago. I have not forgotten Jersey Barn Fire. It is memory hold. So I need to get some. Yep. Wendy's chili is actually okay. Gen X. Wendy's chili is actually pretty good. Um, Culver's chili is also really good. So I know there's at least two Culver's in Indiana. So get to a Culver's. Their chili is good as well. But get a freaking butter burger while you're there. The mushroom Swiss burgers are actually really good too. Um, everything at Culver's is good. What am I saying? It is as far as a burger fast food chain, it is the best fast food chain out there. Is Culver's. I will fight anyone on that. In and Out, Shake Shack, all that can eat a dick. Fucking Culver's is great. But yeah, Wendy's chili is good. Culver's chili is good. Yep. I need to get some to the Jersey Barn Fire. Um, I saw the one like nicer grocery store in my area had it. So I need to get some. Hey, what's up, dude? Getting an internet battle over putting beans in chili. It depends on the bean, man. It does. It depends on the bean. I like light beans in chili. I don't like heavy beans. There's a lot of people that do heavy beans. I don't like heavy beans. It's got to be fairly light on the bean ratio in chili if you're gonna do beans in it. Like garbanzos are okay. I'm actually not a big fan of kidney beans. I actually prefer black beans. I really like black beans. That's usually my go-to. Whether it's chili or Mexican style foods, whatever. Because I'll do like taco pasta and stuff sometimes. Basically a taco, but making it into a pasta. I'll do black beans with that, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I like black beans. No beans. Yeah, Texas chili. There's usually no beans. I will say Texas cowboy chili. They do beans, but Texas chili otherwise they don't do beans. Correct. Yeah, it's a meat dish, not a hot dog sauce either, and no noodles. Correct. Correct. But Midwest, Midwest and large, like they do beans and chili. But a lot of time they're doing the kidney beans, and I don't like kidney beans. So, um, and I do have to because of my digestive issues. I have to be careful with what legumes that I eat too. Kidney beans don't agree with me very well. Um, Black beans are fine, weirdly enough. Um, Peanut butter is mostly fine too. Peanuts are a legume as well. Um, Peanuts are fine though. Um, yeah, yep. No kidney beans. I don't like kidney beans. Garbanzos are okay, but if it's more of like a Spanish style or Mexican style, like a pasado, um, more than a chili, totally fine. In some chilies, it's fine. It depends on who makes it. It's definitely a debate for the ages, though. That's fair. Beans are the fun part. Hey, I like a low bean ratio in my chili personally. Not overboard. A lot of people go overboard with it. Yeah, there's protein and fiber and all that there, but no, get more meat. More meat. And some veg is fine. Obviously, onions and all that. Like more meat. It should be a meat. It should be a thick, gravy, meat heavy chili. You don't have to stop the fight, man. You don't have to stop the fight. It's all preference, and as much regional as it is personal, preference. Ammunition for the chili war. Bean soup happens. It does. If you're gonna do bean soup, make bean soup. Don't go too overboard in the chili. Too much is too much. It's a fine balance of ratio. Again, it's very variably different with cowboy chili, but ugh, not many people can make a cowboy Ken freaking cowboy chili proper. Damn, time flying by. 20 minutes left. Yeah, exactly. Keep the topics and questions coming. We'll burn through this 20 minutes and like no one's business. And then I'm gonna go make food. I am hungry. Mm, probably gonna do salmon on Monday. No, no. I was gonna make French onion soup this weekend. Big old mess of French onion soup. Crock pot. Probably do salmon next week then. Keep it coming. Topics, questions, fire away. Been freaking blasting through this. Liver and onions, yes, quite good. I'm kind of old school at heart, I guess, because I like liver and onions. A lot of people don't. You do have to cook it right, but yeah, liver and onions is fine as long as it's made right. Absolutely. Nope, I missed hunting season, ogre. Unfortunately, too busy with other things. Missed out. I only have so much space in my freaking freezer anyway, so all the rest I would have to store at a friend's place in their freezer. But no, I missed it unfortunately. Yeah, liver and onion and French onion soup together. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. I'll go for that. I haven't had liver and onions in a while. I'm actually surprised. I end up doing a lot. I end up doing a lot. We do a lot of like brats, bratwurst. Uh, you know, brat, sauerkraut. All that. I do that. Rubens. With gluten-free bread, of course, but Rubens. I do Rubens a lot. Love my Rubens. Corned beef in general too. But yeah, liver and onions is great. Hell yeah. Phoenix got shot today. Side play caught it. Holy shit, bro. Good lord. I'm glad you're okay, bro. How's your ribs? Props to you getting after it like you are, bro. Put in the work. Phoenix Blaze, for those that don't know, this guy's a beast. Freaking putting in work. Yeah, let me know how you're feeling, man. Jesus. Stone bruise, but I'm solid. All right. Well, that's good. I know you guys get a lot less downtime than your municipal law enforcement counterparts. So hardcore, dude. Hardcore. That's awesome. I mean, not awesome you got shot, obviously, but no, freaking, it's awesome what you're doing. I'm not gonna air out your business, but it's freaking get after it, bro. I'm glad you're all right. Freaking doing good shit, man. I know you're working a lot, dude. Yep, my monthly Q&A. I know I should try and do live streams a little bit more, but yeah, it's just my schedule. Too busy doing other stuff, unfortunately, so I can't do them really more often. And occasionally, I'll come up on somebody else's live stream, if they want me on or whatever. Which Tactical Muffin Top, I don't know if he's in here still. Lawfully Armed, I don't know if you're in here still. Freaking hit me up. I'm more than glad to come on your guys' lives at some point. Let me know, and I'll schedule for it. But yeah, Phoenix, you're working a lot, dude. I know it was you, Stuart. I knew it was you. I remember this screen name that you have now, the wrong channel 111. I remember it from some of the recent prior live streams and stuff. I knew it was you, dude. Yeah. Oh, I don't forget a homie. Come on. But I'm glad you dropped in, man. Freaking hope you're doing all right. Hope everyone in here is doing well. Phoenix, I'm glad you're doing all right. Freaking hope everyone's doing good. And getting after it. Freaking make this year epic. Freaking just crush it. Just get after it. Crush it. Worry about what you have in your sphere of control and freaking get after it. Yeah, lawfully, hell yeah, dude. Yeah, you want me to come on your live or podcast, whatever you do, freaking hit me up, man. I'll come on. More than happy to. And yeah, freaking lot of despite all the crazy shit going on, like there's a lot of good stuff happening. So I'm really excited for everyone that's got good stuff going on. So freaking lot of good things. A lot of good things happening. One more for the road. Smoke him if you got him. Freaking any other topics or questions you got? I got about 10 minutes left in the live stream here, just a little over 10 minutes. So fire away at anything else you got. Boring as hell there in the north by you. I mean, you're pretty close to the Canadian border. Just go to Canada and freaking I don't know, dude, cause problems up there. They ain't gonna do anything about it. No. I mean, you're in a really cool area. Unfortunate that the state is as it is that you live in and the crap you got to deal with, but I mean, it's a really pretty area up by you, so There's always something to do, whether you make something to do for yourself or something else. Let's see, Phoenix. Your dad and you had a discussion the other day. Generation needs to start having kids. LC opposition and outbreeds definitely. I mean, you know, we've got people doing a very hard and thankless job with heavy opposition, resistance against it right now to deal with some of the problems in our country. And you know, the situation is changing, but unfortunately the economy is not helping anything either. That's a large de-incentivization, disincentivizing factor, de-incentivizing factor, or however you want to say it, for people to have kids because it's expensive right now. I'm still trying to find a freaking house. I mean, I got to get out of the investment debt of getting this business, the brand Frac Tea off the ground. But after that, I have to get back to house hunting. I'm trying to find some property, and the prices are insane right now. They've got to go down. You know, it's hard to raise a family in a freaking apartment. I've been there. In between in between houses and stuff, growing up, we lived in apartments for times, and that's not fun, you know. You don't have a lot of space. It's very stressful. Um and when a median house that you can build for $130,000 that was $180,000 on the market is going for $350,000 or more on the market right now, something is very wrong. And cost of goods otherwise all across the board, like that's a huge issue. People just can't afford it. It's hard enough to just get by right now, unfortunately. It's a problem. So a couple of things have to give in order for that to become more of a um, social factor, and otherwise that people want to see the value in again. As much as just whatever their internal, desires and wants and needs are, for that kind of thing. There's obviously a lot of factors that go into it. Gen X, want me to say some more stupid questions? I mean, you can fire away, dude. Sometimes there's stupid questions, but not normally. But there's definitely stupid answers. So I mean, it's whatever. Ogre, you're right. It's a nice area, but state laws suck. Yeah, it sucks for you. Something's got to give in your state, man. You ever think about visiting Canada? I do. A lot of great metal bands up there. I would love to go see. I mean, the food's great. Um, Canadians are cool. All right, for the most part. Like, yeah, at some point. Yeah, exactly, Ogre. Stuart took their kids in a one bedroom and a slow grind over 20 years to buy a house. Now it's insane. Yeah, absolutely, it's insane, dude. Gemini, he'll be nice. Hey, I mean, whatever, dude. Yeah, it's absolutely insane though, Stuart. Phoenix, yeah, the economy really sucks. You're fortunate, but man, we owe it to our civilization to have the next generation, or we will fall. It's a fact. You also understand and live in a state where land is cheap. Yeah. Well, it was cheap here, and some fuckery happened, and now it's not. Hopefully, those prices go down again, though, because it used to be very affordable. You know, but you know, it's as much everyone's personal preference as it is all these external factors that really just do not do anyone any favors right now. Unfortunately, it's just a fact of the matter. Anyone like mixed? Yeah, don't be nice. Anyone like mixed berry crisp? I don't know what that is. Yeah, is there another name for it? you know, how about Got about just a little over 5 minutes left here, so fire away. Anything rapid fire, fire away. It's like a crumble type of dessert. So is it more like a crumble or a square pie or a kringle or like what? I like rhubarb pie. I'm old school like that too. I love rhubarb pie. Um, Phoenix, 10 acres. Yeah, I know where you're at, Phoenix. You're going like AK right now, Virgin Land. All you have to do is build a house and it already has road access. That's crazy, dude. Problem is, it's Mississippi and it's humid as fuck. I ain't about it. I like my cold up here, bro. But it's cool, man. I mean, you're in a really good spot. Your land is beautiful, and I need to come visit at some point. I know you're extremely busy, but square, yes, okay. Somewhere like a square pie crumble kind of thing. Yeah, we kind of have that here. We call it a crumble, like berry crumble, or you could call it square pie, but crumble. Yeah, we have that kind of thing here. That's fine. Yeah, those are perfectly fine desserts. A big thing here is Kringle. So, and it's a very German Scandinavian thing. Think of like a Danish, but like it's this giant, like kind of flatter platter of Danish. Um, yeah, Kringle is awesome. Everyone needs to experience Kringle. Water meat, yes, Kipper Gang. Dude, I love seafood. Water meat, I love water meat. Seafood, man. You name it, I'll eat it. I love unagi sushi. I love salmon. I love cod. I love catfish. I love shrimp, oyster, lobster, crab, whatever. You name it, dude. Yeah, it's all good to me. Water meat gang. Stuart, still no shirt after work weather here. Hot in January. Well, yeah, you're deep down there, bro. Yes, Phoenix, you do need some Wisconsin ice cream. You might be able to find it in like one of the larger grocery stores kind of in your region. Cedar Crest. That's from uh, the headquarters, and it originates from the city I went to high school in. Cedar Crest ice cream. It is a national distribution. So if you can find some Cedar Crest, that's some of the better wide range distribution Wisconsin ice cream that you can get. Highly recommend. And I love my mint chocolate chip ice cream. But they got all kinds of flavors though. Cedar Crest is where it's at, dude. There's not much food you don't like. I'm easy to please. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'll eat just about anything as long as I can. Had 3 cans of Beach Cliff with saltines for lunch. Nice, nice, nice. I've got. You've seen my apartment prepping, stocking video. Like I've got stacks of kippers in my freaking cabinet. Yes, mead. I just bought a bottle of mead today, actually. Locally made mead. I save it for special occasions, but yeah. Skull, brother. Skull. Vodka acquired. Success. Great success. Very nice. Ex-grind a couple years ago, went to the coast and ate like 60 oysters. Hell yeah, dude. Came home and had a son 9 months later. Yep. Oysters will do that. I love oysters though. They're awesome. Garlic parmesan grilled oysters. Oh, bro. I love fresh oysters too, but man, best seafood place I've ever been to is actually in North Carolina. Vale House. It's in Goldsboro. Awesome, awesome, awesome oyster bar and seafood joint. Fresh, fresh, really good. I need to come to the PNW to the West Coast though and have some good seafood there. Phoenix father has killed 9 deer off the porch in 4 days after his hernia surgery. Jeez Christ. I mean, that's That's hunting in luxury, man. I'm wishing him a speedy recovery, though. You know, wishing him well. But that's cool, though, dude. That's awesome. He's he's stocked for a while. That's good. Stuart, about to run a batch of mead. Oh, nice. You started making mead. Awesome. Hell yeah. Oh, you start first batch in years. Nice, dude. Hell yeah. All about the mead, baby. Yep. That's the fact about oysters. Nothing for it to work on. Oof. I love oysters. Yeah, seriously. Garlic parmesan grilled oysters. Holy shit. Your life will change. I got a whole mess of those when I was at Vale House, and then I got grilled flounder. Come on. Come on. It was awesome. How does stupidity for the night? It's all good, dude. Hell yeah, man. Lawfully armed. Axe to grind. You drink a fifth of vodka. And eat the mushrooms called a Viking cook-off. That should be meat instead of vodka, but you fuckers ready to meet Odin? Oh, this is some great memes. I love it. That's wild. Ah, you can probably find some amanitas and such up there in PNW for that for those endeavors of your proclivity of your choice. Ridiculous. Oh, good stuff, guys. Well, shit. We are now at the mark for the end of the live stream. It was fantastic. You guys had me freaking rolling there. It was just that was awesome. Time just flew by. I may have to try this on another day where I can just go for longer, but it is what it is. So I hope you made peace with your God because you're about to meet him, motherfucker. I'll drink to that, dude. Fucking. So, with that, thank you everyone who came in. Everyone had great questions. Really enjoyed shooting the breeze and talking shop. Oh yeah, chips and dip. Way to go. I love chips. So, yep. Thank you all. Drink hearty, drink and eat hearty, drink merrily. Wishing everyone well. Have a great and safe weekend. Thanks to everyone who was in the chat shooting the breeze, all the great community post questions. Next one will come up at the beginning of February. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out and tuning in. So with that, as always, metal up, out.